I came up with the idea for resilient neighborhoods probably back in 2009 because I know climate change is the biggest, most important issue of our time. And so I was looking for something to empower people to do something about it because we're all so frustrated by government not doing anything. There's two kind of pieces of resilient neighborhoods, the foundation pieces of resilient neighborhoods. One of them is the carbon reducing part, and this is, in scientific parlance, is called mitigation. Climate change is here and we've got to keep it from getting worse. But there's another part of it too, which is called adaptation. And that means it is already here and it's going to keep getting worse even if we were to end the carbon emissions that we're putting out tomorrow. We still have to adapt to what's here now and what's going to be coming. And the importance of this resilience, I think, was explained pretty well in an article in the New Yorker in the January issue, and it was called Adaptation: How Cities Can Be Climate-Proofed. They were looking at cities around the world that had had severe weather events, severe disasters. And what can we do? Can we put dikes and dams up to protect the city? Can we keep the subways from being flooded? That kind of thing. They said that after these disasters like the Chicago heat wave, Katrina, Sandy, scientists also went in and they looked at patterns afterwards. What parts of the city had high death rates, and what parts of the cities were there no deaths at all? And are there, in comparable parts of the city, what made the difference? And what they found was something called social infrastructure. It was the places, the neighborhoods where people knew each other, they looked out for each other. There was a local store or a business nearby where people congregated and saw each other, and that business was run by local people who showed up after the disaster and during the disaster. That increased the survivability rate, and that is the resilience that we need to create, and that's the second part of our program, the adaptation piece. This program is about behavior change very much. I think kind of a positive side of climate change is people are going to start coming into alignment with who we really are, which is part of the natural world.
My behavior changed as a result of the program on a very gradual way. Some ways were more dramatic than others. For example, I've always had cruise control on my car. I never realized how it could reduce carbon by using cruise control. And since I drive a distance to see the grandkids once a month, I have learned to use that.
Our goal was to have 100 households, to test it with 100 households, and to see if they could collectively reduce 500,000 pounds of carbon and take the resilience actions. We had 106 households participate in it, and people really rocked out. We reduced 1.3 million pounds of carbon.
The name of our eco team was the Creekside Trash Busters, and we lost over 70,000 pounds of carbon.
What we don't realize is there's very simple things that we can do, habits we can change that we do every day that can reduce carbon emissions. If you reduce your brown can, which goes to the landfill, by 1 can size, you can reduce 1,560 to 3,120 pounds. If you turn your thermostat down at night, we all hear about that, or get a programmable thermostat, 1,400 pounds reduction. Seal or insulate heating ducts, 800 pounds. Even just getting a regular tune-up for your car and maintaining the tire pressures in your car is 1,500 pounds reduction per car. If you switch from meat to vegetarian meals 1 or more days a week, you get to reduce 700 pounds for each regular day switched.
By becoming educated about this program and sharing it with my neighbors, I feel I became a better leader, a better speaker, more knowledgeable about this problem.
There's a saying that's really inspired me that was, it's I think quoted from an African boy who was born with AIDS, and he used the short time he lived to go around the world and spread the message about what he had and what was happening to people. So for me and my passion of climate change, I've applied it to that. And the saying is, do all you can with what you have in the time you have and the place you are. Do all you can.